And welcome to In-Game Chat for Saturday, June 21st, 2014. This is Season 8, Episode 25. I'm Scott.
I'm James.
I'm Dennis.
I'm RJ.
No, I'm Nathan.
Welcome to the show, everybody. If you'd like to get in touch with us, our phone number is 334-272-9228. If you'd like to just talk to Nathan, his phone number is 334-272-9228. Check out ingamechat.net for all the links to get in touch with us. You can find us on Twitter at ingamechat, as well as over on Facebook. You can email us, everyone, at ingamechat.net. We are streaming the cam feed right now through Twitch. Head over to twitch.tv. You can find us there. Just look up In-Game Chat or head over to Gaming Talk Shows category, and you should find us in there. And you can join us in the chat room and talk to everybody else in the chat room, talk to us in the chat room while we're doing the broadcast. If you hear something, then comment on it, and 60 seconds later, we'll read that comment and shift the flow of the show to get back to that comment. It's just so great that it works out that way. Anyway, welcome to the show. Dennis has got us an interview for... Hey, he was waving. Okay, you were waving at the camera. Jeez, I thought you were waving to get my attention, man. You got to understand how that works.
My bad.
Yeah. Anyway, Dennis has got us an interview set up for 7 o'clock, the second hour of the show.
With Karl Roelofs of Zojoi.
Right, Shadowgate.
Talk about Shadowgate, the remastered version of Shadowgate.
That is coming up at 7 o'clock. We will have him on the show. Welcome, everybody who is tuning in for that interview. It'll be an hour till we get to it, if that's what you're tuning in for right now, is for that interview. But hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy the show. Basically, what we were talking about before the show is probably what a lot of people are talking about right now, if you're into PC gaming at all. It's a Steam sale.
Purple team.
Red team.
Blue team.
Purple.
No, never, ever the blue team, I'm afraid.
That's where I ended up.
You're never going to get anything.
I know. I'm caboosed.
Truth
man.
is, I'm never going to get anything either.
It's true.
But I'm going to get that free card every day.
Yeah.
Except for today.
Yeah. I got 3 free cards yesterday.
For what?
Red team won, but I mean...
You don't get 3 for that.
How
you
did
get
I
a
get...
for that. I don't know. They probably came from like your vote or something. Or out of something.
Did you buy a bunch of games?
No.
You crafted a lot yesterday, though.
Yeah, I did craft a ton, so maybe that's how I got it. But I did craft. I had all these cards left over from just playing games, and then they get dropped in there. You get the drop cards. And so I just decided to take those and then go to the market and spend the 17 cents per card or whatever it was to flesh those out and go ahead and just craft those, which is why you will not see me be doing as much today, because I kind of just blew it all yesterday. And we won. I did hear that if your team does win, you have a chance of being selected to get the 3 games out of your wish list.
30 people selected at random to get 3 games off their wish list.
Now, that's if you contributed, though, right? If
you must contribute.
Just 1 point is all
you have to go all the way back to the beginning, because this changes every single time. Every time there's a Steam sale, Valve, Steam's gamification of that sale changes significantly. And this year, what they've done is they have assigned everyone at random a team. And there are 5 teams. There's purple, red, and like 3 others that don't matter. Because they're never going to win anything.
I'm going to go and check
what is it? It's like pink, blue, and green. So anyway, when you first log on to Steam, you get into your account, you say that you want to participate, you want to get started with this year's game sale extravaganza thing. That's a lie.
No.
What is going on there? That is what Scott's showing me a real-time metric of where the teams are, and it's a dirty lie.
There you go.
Yeah,
green is
green is like
I don't
in the
believe
lead.
it.
massive lead.
That's because Australia hasn't woken up yet.
That's true.
That is true. They're all on purple and red. So this year, what they're doing is they're placing you at random on 1 of 5 different teams. Anytime you get one of the cards that they assign to you for actually running a game, and you take that game, or you take that card and you craft a badge out of it, which is a little collectible thing that has a lot of secondary collectible things associated with it, then you can earn a point for your team. And for every point earned for that team, it goes to the point total. At the end of a 24-hour period, one particular team is the winner. 30 people from that team get their 3 games off of their wish list. Everybody on that team who participated, who added at least 1 point to the tally, they get at least at least
2 summer sale trading cards.
2 summer sale trading cards.
Okay.
And then those are special, time-limited trading cards that will only last until the 30th. So they can only be used for this event. They can't be stockpiled and sold at scarcity rates.
Yeah, it's kind of like
so,
what was with the winter sale last year.
Right. And they do something like this every single time. They mix it up. They change it up a little bit. They try to get people engaged, not only with their games library, but with the marketplace that they've set up for the trading of various Unreal goods that are useful both in-game and out-of-game, just as a part of your profile. So it is, interestingly, it's one of those things that doesn't have an incredible purpose on its own. But what it does is gives you some incentive for, out of all the places in the world, you can buy your games. And there are more places all the time. Origin is looking better and better. They're adding really great things. This past weekend, they started their game, was it Game Time?
Yeah,
is that what they called it?
The time not demo, but like play this game for 48 hours.
Right, but 48 hours of game time.
Yes.
They've started, they've done fairly well in the past few years. One of the things they've done is started carrying non-first party games. That was one step that they took toward being less bad. Second, they started a really rather high quality return service, refund service for any of their first-party EA published games. You don't like it, just complain a little bit into a chat window, and we'll give you your money back. That's good, There's not really any way to look at that and make it sound bad. Then they started kind of handing out things from their catalog for free, like 1 or 2 games for free every month, It's, Dead Space 3.
Yeah, Dead Space 3.
Mirror's Edge.
Peggle is current one. Yeah, Mirror's Edge was one.
And that's good. Again, you just want to have your Origin account active and doing something. There you go. And most recently, they have started offering games for free for 48 hours in real time. And that's sort of a direct challenge to what Steam already does with their free weekends. Every now and then, starting on Steam has very long weekends. So starting on like a Thursday evening or a Friday morning or something, you'll get total access to a game's multiplayer mode or to the game itself for the entire weekend, and over the duration of that weekend, it's on sale if you decide you want to keep it. EA is doing something similar with Origin, but they're now offering the game. It isn't a weekend. It is just 48 hours of playtime from the moment you start playing the first time. So that's good and fun. I don't know if it's worth the what is it that was 50 gigabyte download?
Yeah, it's huge.
For Titanfall, it's ridiculous because they've got
40 gigs of that is audio.
Right, it's all uncompressed audio in every language.
In every language.
It's really, really ridiculous. It really should be more like a 30 gigabyte game, which isn't great. So all of our friends in other countries or in places in America with bandwidth caps or download limits, I'm very sorry. But anyway, so they're doing that. Steam's doing their sale, and everybody's just working to set themselves apart and do their own thing. And this is a very good reason a lot of times with these Steam sales.
GOG just got done with the sale too, I think, or were they still doing theirs?
They did a couple of back-to-back sales, and they're doing their summer sale where, I think they just wrapped it up. Yeah. And they're adding a launcher.
That's right.
Now
they're getting their own Galaxy. Name of it.
Which I think is really, really good. It's nice to have access to your library.
It'll be nice to be like, click, there we go, it's installed.
It's all perfectly
one of the things
fine.
I really like about Steam.
Right, and everybody is. Like we said before, GMG, Green Man Gaming, is doing its own things to kind of incentivize you to.
They've got Playfire, the Playfire reward system,
and the rewards that are given out.
I like those rewards,
right? But they're all designed to go back toward a purchase on.
Yeah,
GMG.
I finally got it synced up. I thought I had like 30 cents in the bank from doing some of that stuff, but I synced it all up with everything, got it running correctly, and let it sit there for a day, and it finally got everything together. I got $250, I think, $275 worth of credit.
It's still there. It is, and it's analogous in terms of amounts.
And it stays there.
To what
it doesn't
you get
go
over
away after a year.
Right.
It stays there, so I can just stack that up to $10. I can knock $10 off of something that's already 25% off.
Yeah,
whatever. You can stack those codes and get a game on the cheap. So
I've only, Steam is very similar. You can sell your cards. You can get rare items. You can sell those on the marketplace. It goes into your Steam wallet, which is spendable money. And it's all really, really fun, and at the moment hasn't become frustrating. But it is each storefront and each library's effort to kind of incentivize you to play within their world, And so I look at like a couple of games. There's a handful that I own on Origin. because they were, for whatever reason at that time, much cheaper than they were on Steam. And I think, like, I've got that on Origin, and I'm not rebuying it for my Steam account, even if it's only $5. But that's 4 more trading cards I could have, you know? That's another badge craft that I could do. So either way, it's really fun. They always find a really, really good way to incentivize your participation and to reward that participation at some level. Obviously, they go the extra mile, and they feel sorry for Green Team. I don't know. Like, every Green Team point has like an incredible multiplier. Maybe there's like an enrage timer. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's a complete lie. It is an absolute. And they've been going at it now since what? Noon our time, noon Central, 10 Pacific.
Yeah, but Green's ahead by 100,000.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Even when Purple pantsed everybody on the first day,
Red was in last that day. And
but they were only ahead by like 60,000 points or 40,000 points or something like that. This is like Green and everyone else.
And
is an
of
also
course,
ran.
Blue is in last.
Blue's dragon.
Well, it's because I'm on it.
Yeah, Red's not far behind you, so Red is Red's right there.
The difference
anyway.
between Blue and Red is far, far more than like the difference between Red and Pink and Red and Purple.
Hey, if you don't like your team, you can change it for.
What
Yeah,
is it
for
now?
what,
Hey,
50
somebody!
bucks?
No! Somebody look up what a Green Team change token is right
Yeah,
now.
are you logged in right now,
Yeah,
Dennis?
I'll get it
Go
in
to the
just a
market
minute.
and find out what one of those tokens.
Right, because
are.
one of the things you can get is there's these rare tokens that you can buy, like, or craft or whatever, get on accident, I suppose. They're just a drop, and you spend them and switch teams, or you can spend a different type of token and like take money away or take points away from a team or add points to a team.
Green Team is going for $12.50 right now.
$12.50.
Yes.
I think people are like, I think they're being a little shy because at one point on
Because
2 days ago,
they're probably thinking like we are. This is not.
this is not realistic.
Something's
A
wrong.
whole bunch of people just went to bed or something.
This shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, because there's only like about a little over 100 on there right now, and goes from like 1 for $12.50, then to $13.80, and like it's just 1 or 2
Right.
in at that price each time. So they're
And the Purple Team token was going for seriously like $38 at one point on, I guess on whatever Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, I think on the first day this stuff is like a real big deal, and
Yep.
you can get some money off of it. And then as time
Purple's
goes
still
on,
going for more right now.
Really?
Is it?
Yeah, $13.57 is what it's starting at.
Yeah,
So
and all of this
again,
is nothing.
What's
This is like
what's a blue token going for?
how much do you have
just
to?
a little more than a pink token, thankfully. But it's
Do
at
they
a
pay you to take the token?
I'll throw in a free game. Just take it.
And listen, if all of this doesn't make any sense to you, it's okay because it doesn't matter. None of this is actually real stuff happening.
Right.
It's a lot of internal Steam marketplace.
It's just another game.
Gamification, and there is actual spendable money being generated, but it's all. And it's not. It's like not for real. It's still all actually coming out of some dude's like actual wallet somewhere, whether you spend your real money or not. It's just a game. It's some way to be engaged. It's a lot of fun. It lasts, 10 days or so. A bit of a sales festival. It's also something to do because you're going to look, if you've been around like a lot of us have for a really long time, for every Steam sale, for everything Steam has ever done, as a matter of fact. You begin to look at some of these things and you're like, there's a load of really great stuff on there. There's tons of stuff for like $2 here, $5 there, $6 there, $7 there. Great games that I've already purchased
Skyrim
years back.
I almost, when I bought you, what was that? Banished. I bought you Banished. But before I did that, I was writing out the little thank you note with State of Decay in the list. And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
I thought about it, and I was like, he'd probably like to have it on PC, but he's
I would.
already
Oh,
played
yes, he
it.
would.
He's already gone through it on the 360. Let me get him
have.
something that he's never done.
Yeah,
Let
that's
me get him
fine.
that. Because he knows what he's getting out of this, and to have something brand new that you've never played, but you apparently wanted it, it's in your wish list, I went ahead and did that. I got Jeremy Gunpoint.
That is
Oh,
a
nice.
really,
I just
really
started
good
that
game.
this week.
He
This is a
came,
really great game.
He came by and visited me in the hospital, and I was
Right.
like, I'll get you Gunpoint. It's $5. Here you go. So,
It was $250 the day before the sale.
was it?
Yep.
Oh, the daily deal, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, I probably should have. Whatever. He's worth $5.
It was worth the 10.
Jeremy, I think he's in the chat
It was
room.
absolutely worth the $10 that he charged it just actually
You're worth $5, Jeremy.
the reason it went on sale
$2.50 would have been better.
was because it got a new engine.
That's right. It did.
They ported it over to another engine now,
Got Steamworks, maybe?
and they added Steam Workshop.
Yeah, Workshop. Yeah.
And you can build levels with more than one elevator now. That's well, I'm just saying. In the previous build, in the previous engine, you couldn't do that. But it's like, oh, it's so good. It's like Watch Dogs meets elevator action. And I'm not kidding.
That's a good description of it.
It's a better spy tech game than Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Any game is a better almost anything than Watch Dogs.
You
by the
finished
way,
that up, by the way.
man,
That's not a good sound.
oh,
at
it
all.
was trash. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in the world that's like kind of sort of fun, I guess. You know, a lot
And
of
now
those-
I can do it looking pretty again.
Yeah, you can.
Did you get the?
But I went through the story. The narrative is really just one of the worst things I've ever heard. I mean, it was so bad. It was not so bad, but like so bad with like a lot of O's. It was so bad. It was really one of the worst things I've ever been. Like, I don't know which game is worse. I think Assassin's Creed 3 is still far worse, just because as a game mechanically it was so tedious, and I just hated it. I hated every minute of it. You could at least get the narrative crap out of the way with Watch Dogs and just go run around the town, which was kind of fun. And there are neat ideas, and there are some sort of kind of fun things to do in there.
Wasn't anything fun to do in AC3. Just
There was really nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
even if you
So-
stayed away from the story, there was just nothing fun.
But
to
it was
do.
the Watch Dogs narrative and the writing and everything was just, it was really tortured. And you can see scars all over it. You can tell that these guys made some huge changes to what these characters were meant to be. And it's all hacked and slashed and bad. And
Did you
kind of,
eventually get revenge for the niece daughter or whatever she was?
I don't even remember, man. I don't even remember. I remember there was a guy and then there was another guy. And then like they got
and then
in
there was a
car.
DJ.
Was a DJ?
There was. Remember, you had to.
Are
Whatever.
you sure you're not thinking of Jet Grind Radio instead of
No,
Watch
I'm not.
Dogs?
He was like
That-
spinning records, and you had to go chase him down.
Oh, right. The guy that's all like being dead mouse
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like hack mouse. And he was wearing his crazy mouse head in the car. I was like, seriously. And like he earned like what, like $10 million was his listed income on his little on his little profile. And he drove like a crappy old, like, and I mean old, like 80s station wagon or something.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It was so... I can't even explain to you what a horrible story and horrible narrative and plot in the game. It was so bad.
But if you have a PC and this game goes real cheap on sale, pick it up and do the little modification to it that you need to bring out the really good looking.
The E3 2012 graphics?
Pretty much is what that does. Not exactly dead on, but better than what they got in there now. Anyway, let's go to the phones. He's been waiting for a while here. W. Matthew is on the phone. Hey, man.
Hey, I'm going to bring something up about the Steam sale, but I need to give a little context for those people who are not aware. A couple of months ago, Kyle Orland, the Ars Technica games coverage guy, did the data collection thing a couple months ago, where he figured out which games are owned the most, that sort of thing.
Stated the obvious for a lot of people because I think it showed that a bunch of people buy these things, but nobody's playing them.
Yeah, what he is doing now, he's using that same. He's confirmed he's using that program again, and he's running it for the duration of the Steam summer sale. So we're gonna probably get a lot of questions. How much do these sales affect sales? That sort of thing. Looks like it'll be answered at the end of all of this.
I know that looking at these numbers. That just slowed down to a crawl. There they go. They're speeding back up. Looking at the numbers of the live update of the scoreboard, I know those don't really equate to sales, but I know money is being exchanged on, I would say maybe 85 to 90% of, those number ticks. It's just fascinating to see probably how much money is going into Steam right now from people buying extra cards to craft whatever to get points, or just buying stuff directly from the market. It's a lot of. I wonder, does it? I don't know that does his program can it monitor the marketplace?
I don't. It can monitor whatever the actual community accounts show. So it's games. It's probably badges. It's anything that he can data scrape from your profile page.
It's interesting, and we're going to have them on the show soon. But Green Man Gaming has some access to the Steam API, and I want to say it's the same stuff that Kyle's using, the same stuff that's just freely
things
available.
You can track your achievements and such.
Yeah, and their Green Man has the same data available to that. This isn't for Playfire. This is something they take to developers and to publishers and say, hey, we see here that we can look at the top 10 games played by the players of Wolf, the new Wolfenstein game. Mm-hmm. We can see the top 10 games that they're playing outside of that. So maybe you want to develop a game based on one of these top 3. Maybe you want to look at, maybe that's the next game you make, some kind of component of this game, and this game. It's very interesting, the stats that they can bring. But they can also go to those other publishers and say, hey, look, these people are, all of these people are playing this game, but they're also playing these others. Would you like us to go on sale? We could put your game on sale and that sort of thing. They can explain it a lot better when they're on, but they actually have access to this stuff too, to sway how they do their sales, to get their inputs on how they do their sales, what most people want, what most people are buying. So what's going to get us the most money, and how much can we take off of it to make that return?
To incentivize the
consumer. Exactly. God, they were fascinating to talk to. I cannot wait to have them on the show.
Yeah, that sounds like interesting dudes.
I really can.
Either way, I think we're going to get a lot of questions that I think we probably know the answer to, but we'll actually have the data to back it up in the next couple of weeks.
From the Steam sale, yeah. Yeah, I think we will. It'll be interesting to see how it comes off, as far as, especially if they can monitor that marketplace. I am dying to know how many people were switching teams, how many people were buying point boosters and point stealers, and stuff like that. I'm very interested to see how that goes. Plus all the special stuff that's like $40 or $50. Some of the uncommon or rare items that you can get during a drop from a craft. So anyway.
Yeah, at very minimum, we will probably get a lot of evidence. It's, hey, discounts boost sales, but we'll actually have the data to show it.
Have you bought anything from the Steam sale so far?
Not yet. I probably will this coming week, but I haven't bought anything yet. The only 2 games right now I'm looking on for sales-wise are Transistor and Wolfenstein, and both are fairly new.
Yeah. Wolf, in fact, I don't think Wolf is on sale, actually. It's not even...
It doesn't even have a duration sale.
It doesn't even have a duration sale.
So there's no chance it's not showing up at some point.
Yeah.
There's just no chance. It's timed perfectly against its original release. You know, they're going to have hit that first slump when people who wanted it badly have already purchased it, and they're not getting an awful lot more. So this will be right in that first slump several weeks.
Yeah, Steam sales are always great. I can only really comment on them to how much I actually buy. And honestly, everything that's gone on sale is either a game that I don't want or a game that I've already owned. 90% of it is game I've already owned, and I really haven't spent a bunch of money on the Steam sale.
I've been going a bit nuts with it, getting some DLC packs I want to pick up, like Save Decay and Lords of Shadow 2.
This is what I find them best for, is the DLC packs. That's really good whenever you have a game and it's like, oh, there's the DLC I didn't pick up, and it's knocked down maybe to $1.50 from being $6 or something like that. You know, add all the cart and then go. Nathan's really going to get a kick out of it, because we found out that he doesn't use Steam. He does. He just had Steam, but he's only, how many games? 30?
I've used Steam since 2006, but total.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
It doesn't really
not sound like it.
You're like the caveman that wandered away from everybody and then went into the dark, and then we had invented fire in the meantime.
Well, this is what happened. I had the Steam account, okay, and then like I said, I bought my other friend's Steam account. Then I got heavily into WoW, and then I kind of switched back to console.
There you go. There's the where he wandered off. Yep. He got into WoW and just went away for a while.
That's not fair.
It's true.
You can't use it. No, you can't. I wandered off into WoW. I've wandered off into lots of things, and I still check Steam every time there's a sale.
But then my computer kind of crapped out on me, so then I kind of had to switch to console. So I didn't have a PC for a while. Right. Then I switched back to PC, so that's kind of why I had faded off.
Even if you don't have a PC, this is not even necessarily directed at you. It's really good idea if something is at an incredibly deep discount on Steam and you have a few extra bucks to throw away kind of for the future. Grab something. Just it'll stay as a part of your Steam account. If you think you're going to upgrade your PC later or buy a PC at some point, go ahead. Give yourself.
See, now that I built my new PC, I'm making up for it.
Yeah. But even if you don't have one and you know you will in the future, just buy all this stuff. It's going to be compatible, and you're going to have a huge library by the time you have a PC.
Yeah.
I mean, there are Steam sale years where I bought in like 5 or 6 games for all of $20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Humble Bundle sales.
Then there's those.
Oh, yeah, I've
Humble
got
Bundles
taken
even
advantage
care.
of quite a
Those
few
as
of
well.
those.
Well, W. Matthew, appreciate you calling in, man.
Yep.
Have a good
I have
one. Huh?
Yep, thank you.
Yep. Take care.
Talk to you later, man. If you'd like to get on the show, you can call us 334-272-9228. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have more of In-Game Chat. This game currently is on sale right now for $5. This is Song of the Dragonborn from Skyrim. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat in just a moment. Welcome back to In-Game Chat.
Not on a Steam sale, that game.
No, this is Last of Us. There's a music from Last of Us. It is on sale on Amazon, I think, or at least the remastered version, I believe. Nathan sent us a link the other day.
It's not on sale.
Yeah,
That's just its MSRP. It's
Yeah, they
wow.
changed it. Yeah,
Okay, $50, right?
Yep.
Everywhere.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Now-
kind of am like, 40? Could you do 40? Right? Just sort of looking at the fact that everybody who had any interest whatsoever just devoured that game a year ago.
Yeah, and had a PS3 for it. They've already gotten into it.
So-
you're one who, Nathan, you did not.
I have not played
You're
it.
getting this, right? Because you've got a PS4.
You didn't
Yeah.
play it?
I did.
Oh, it must be so
See,
cool to
I
like,
have
play this
PS3.
game, but like with not ugly graphics. And I'm going to start a fight if I say that. The design, the artistic design of the world was quite good. Yes, I think that they were doing wonderful things with the PS3 hardware. Yes, but it was not terribly pretty to me. Lots of aliasing, lots of shimmer, not a great frame rates. Like, it's just, I just wanted it cleaned up. I just wanted it a little bit prettified.
I did go back and look
And
at those
that's what
comparison
we're getting.
videos. Because I remember you and I talking about it, and I was like, man, I didn't really notice a difference when they showed the trailer at Sony's press conference. And I went back and watched comparison videos. Man,
It's just
took
high,
the
it's-
cheesecloth off.
Yeah, it's just higher res textures. I think some replace textures in a few places, probably better frame rate, some anti-aliasing, just all of those nice things to make it look just a little nicer.
I was watching one of the Grand Theft Auto 5 of the PS4
Oh, yeah,
and the
yeah,
PS3, and everyone in the comments were like, grass? No grass.
Yeah. It's very nice. At some point, you have to recognize that the games that you're trying to make require a bit too much, too many sacrifices to work on older hardware. This is where we were, a year and a half, 2 years ago. We were ready to be done with these consoles. We were ready because we knew we needed to move on to new hardware.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking forward to seeing the remastered of The Last of Us. I don't necessarily want to play through it again, and you're never going to get the thing again.
I know.
You're never going to get the thing, but it'll look good and it'll play a little bit better.
Yeah.
So
You'd go back through Winter.
I do, but Winter was like it was like it was what it was because it was the first time on that ride.
Yeah.
It'll be a different thing going through it again, but it's fine. It's whatever. It doesn't detract.
I mean,
from it at all.
I could
It's a
say
different
replaying
experience.
games is something worth doing if you're really a big fan of it. A year later, not so much though. I mean, it's been a year.
Is the DLC included in it?
Yes,
It is.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Which actually, thank you for saying that. That actually makes it a very much more fair purchase.
Yeah, the price. Yes, it does.
So-
it does.
I'll take that back. And the multiplayer's in it complete as well.
Mhm.
It isn't like it's any sort of neutered version or that they've cut any corners to make the remastering happen. It is a completely perfect edition of the game, I'm assuming. So
Yeah. Going back to the Steam thing, we needed to go over the rules for how to purchase, how to buy, and basically
you'd think at this point we wouldn't have to go over the rules, but every time a Steam sale comes around,
we get the question.
people are like, should I buy this?
Yeah, they'll say, I don't know if I should buy this or maybe I should wait, and it's usually on a game that just has the regular sale duration price.
Right.
In other words, it's already at maybe 50% off and hasn't
Or 40% off,
Yeah.
or 33% off, or 10 or 20.
Mm-hmm.
But there are very simple rules. Should I buy this game? Is it a daily deal? Is it a flash sale? Did it win a community vote? If
Those
the
are the
answer
three-
to any of those three is yes,
then buy it.
then buy it.
Yes.
If the answer is no, then wait and see if it comes up as any of those three things. If by the very last day of the sale, Bob's game that you want, which is only at 50% off, has never seen a daily deal, a flash sale, or a community vote, then go ahead and buy it. That 50% off is as good as it's going to get.
Yeah. That's how it works.
There is an outside chance that the day following the sale,
Right?
it will be a daily deal, because I have seen this happen.
Yeah.
And it will be like 75% off. But it's such a rare event that you should count yourself lucky that it happened to you. But that's about it. Yes, if it's one of those three things, go ahead and do it. If not, even if it's sitting there at 40% or 50% or something like that, just wait. If it goes to daily flash or community, it will be cheaper. So, those are the rules. Don't forget the rules.
Yep, that's how the Steam sale works. So if you have any other questions like that, then just follow that rule. If it's never one of those three, just wait until the last day and then pick it up if it still didn't make it there. So, what did you pick up off of it? I got you Banished.
What is that thing called?
One-Way Heroics?
I bought One Way Heroics. It was 87 cents. And then I farmed my, 3 cards out of it, and then sold them for like 99 cents.
Okay. Look at that.
Or
Nice
something like
profit
that.
on buying a
Right?
game.
Yeah. I made like a nickel and a dime or something.
I know, but
off of
still,
it.
to make money back from buying a game is actually pretty impressive. Because those cards, any other game like that, and you wouldn't have made it. If the game was $1, you'd have still been in the hole
Right.
by just a little bit. But did you buy anything else? Just those two?
No,
the
man,
only
that's
thing you
it.
got? Yeah.
I'm done.
What have I? Well, like I said, I haven't bought a game for myself. I've only bought your game and Jeremy's game. That's
Right.
the only thing I've bought. And so
You bought him, what did you say? You bought him
Gunpoint.
Gunpoint. Right.
so-
Have you played Gunpoint?
I fired it up today and was going to sit back and play it because I'm doing couch play this
Yeah.
week, and it didn't. I started trying to move my controller,
No,
and
it
nothing
really,
happened.
it really wants you to use
and it wants mouse and keyboard. And
It doesn't
so-
require an enormous amount of dexterity, but its control scheme is very mouse
Yeah.
centric.
So I couldn't do that. So I was like, and so I put it away, and I downloaded not Dying Light, Deadlight? Deadlight. Boy. Yeah, I downloaded Deadlight, and I'll be playing that when I
It's
get back.
understandable because apparently zombie games you have to begin with a D and end with light.
Yeah,
is the new
somewhere.
formula.
Or land. or
Donut
something.
light.
It's
Dirty light.
Dirty Land. It's apparently has to have dead, dying something at the beginning, land or light of some kind at the end. Dead Island. Except in the case of Left 4 Dead when it's completely different. But Dead
we'll take your
Island,
suggestions in the chat room.
Dying Light, they'll throw those out there, I'm sure. So I downloaded that, and I've also got a bunch of them that I've queued up to download while I'm here doing the show, so that when I go back, I just pop it on, go watch some TV for an hour, and then come back and be like, there's my drops. There's my drops. I saw you had Ironclad Tactics. I was like, I didn't know he had that game, but he's got it. I know he's not playing it. I wish he would because it's kind of fun.
Yeah. 5 cards.
Yeah. You get cards.
Yeah, you get 5 drops.
Yeah.
So
5 drops for a, what, 9?
It's a 10, actually.
It's a 10-card set? Yeah.
It's a 10-card set.
Yeah, it tends to usually drop about half of what you need.
Roughly half, or it'll never go in your favor, I don't think. If it's an odd number, it'll drop less than half.
Yeah.
I think I've had maybe a single 5 with a 9 or something like that.
What sucks is when it's a 5-card drop and you get 3 doubles or 3 dupes of the same thing.
Right.
So,
and those dupes sell for like 7 cents.
I know. And then there you go. You've lost 2 drops. Now you've got to make up 8 buys off the market.
Yep.
So this is how
that's first world problems.
I know.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
First world Steam problems.
I really. This is it. We're playing the Steam sale game.
Why aren't my cards selling for more?
I know. Why didn't I get this drop? How let it go for long? And 3 of the same card is annoying. So, yeah, I haven't picked up anything.
My life is hard.
It is. So what we got going on this week? Kind of a...
it's all done.
Yeah.
We're all out of everything.
We had E3.
It's all done. E3 was not awesome. It was not really, really great. And there are no things.
Hey, let me promote the videos I did. Check out our YouTube page. I did about 11 videos on games that I saw.
Oh, yeah, those parts of E3 were great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So watch those videos.
Yeah, go check out those videos. Alien Isolation, Not a Hero, Titan Souls, Talos Principle, Dead Island 2, Dying Light, Hell Raid, and Witcher 3 was in there as well. And probably overlooking another game, but I can't think. Hotline Miami 2, level editor stuff. So it's all in there. Go take a look at Sniper Elite 3. Did one on that as well. So that comes out for PC players. That comes out next Friday. For console players, that comes out the Monday following, or Tuesday following next Friday, the 1st. So interesting that it gets that release earlier on the PC. But I saw Jeremy playing Sniper Elite V2, and I fired that up. And I don't know that we say playing.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I saw Jeremy farming Sniper Elite V2.
Well, they gave it away for free, a week or 2 ago?
Yeah.
For like 24 hours.
24 hours it was free, yeah.
So everybody would grab that.
Yep. But yeah, there's not really a lot going on. E3 kind of just took the wind out of the sails, even though, like you said, it wasn't that
it was
great.
there, but there were a lot of things that you're waiting for when you... Whatever. There's a lot of energy leading up to E3. And now it's all gone, and that's fine. Nobody cares. It's all good. We're going to wait for those things to show up. But there's nothing really coming out for a minute. Right? What's the next thing I'm looking forward to is the Destiny beta.
Yeah.
The beta. Not the game, but
just
the
beta.
beta, which is on the 17th. So...
When does Last of Us Remastered hit?
The
20-some,
the end, the 29th or something like that. The
Yeah.
very end of July.
It's the
July,
29th,
okay,
29th
yeah.
of July, yeah.
I was going to say, if they had put that at June, man, might have gotten some better sales out of it with the fact that there's really nothing going on. It's kind of weak as far as the release window.
Yeah, it's the Last of Us is the 29th, and then the PS Now beta, open beta, is the 31st.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think about that?
I'll be glad to be in the beta. I just won't use it. If those
Not
prices,
if those prices are any indication.
the prices
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
They make no sense. They're inconsistent. They're stupidly high. Stupidly high. A 4-hour rental for, or what? What was it?
A 4-hour rental for $3?
Yeah, something like that. Forget about that.
the sound
I'm not ever going to participate in that.
No, I'm not.
At all.
Unless there's some deal for PS Plus members where it's like,
No,
okay,
$5 for 4.
it depends on the game.
Yeah, because this mentions Final Fantasy 13 too. $5 for 4 hours here.
I don't think
$5 for 4 hours.
It's $1 an hour. That's ridiculous.
Well, with all the prices, I don't think one game had the same price for each.
Yeah,
category. Every single one was
Which
different.
actually,
$3,
that
so.
actually does lend a little credence to the idea that the pricing structure is just part of the beta.
Right.
If the prices are distributed nonsensically, then maybe they're trying to look at how the different tiers
And I
lay out
believe
across the
that
different things.
whoever owns the game has the right to change the price to what they want.
Right.
So
That would make sense. I mean, that's how it works on the
yeah.
other platforms on the
Exactly.
PC.
Exactly.
Steam doesn't set prices.
Yeah, Green Man
Publisher.
Gaming, like I said, when they talk to them, they go to the publishers and talk to them about, hey, here's what we're going to do with your game, and we're going to give it 25% off or something like that. So,
Yeah, and here's one article here. It mentions Guacamelee. You can pay $15 for a 90-day rental or just buy it on PSN for $15.
For $15, yeah.
Which is like,
I don't understand. Why would I
Now-
pay? Why would I pay the take it away from me in 3 months $15 when I can have the keep it forever version for $15?
Now, I did hear someone the other day who somewhat made a good point that, you also have to remember this isn't just being marketed for consoles and stuff. It's also going to be put on TVs and stuff. So they were like, they could be somewhat catering to people who don't ever have consoles, so they can, charge them a little bit more and they would never know.
I don't know. It's kind of ugly.
But I was
it's
just
an ugly
like,
thing.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is that the people who are in the beta right now have to pay these prices in order to play that. It used to be free.
Oh, do they really?
Yes. It used to be free.
Oh, these aren't a test. In that respect.
They have to.
Man, that's
if
horrible.
you've still got that article open, that's what they're paying right now to play those games. They have to pay that in order to play it if you're in the beta.
Yeah.
You don't get to try these things out until beta goes, open. I say open until the beta's done and it's out there.
Right.
You still have to pay those prices. So even getting in right now, it's like I don't want to pay.
Well,
the
they didn't talk
prices.
about it at E3.
No, they didn't. They mentioned it, but they didn't talk about
No,
prices.
they didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
For something that's imminent like this, they probably would have talked about it.
Yeah.
If they were proud of it.
Yeah. PlayStation, PS, TV, whatever. That was pretty much what they talked about on that front. But yeah. So coming up in the second hour of the show, Dennis, I guess you got in touch with him. Do you back the Kickstarter, correct?
I did not back Kickstarter at the time, but I did get it. They did have a pre-purchase on their website.
Yeah.
And I essentially got into the Shadowgate beta, and I'm playing through that right now.
Karl Roelofs from Zojoi will be talking with us about the remastered Shadowgate game, which this is remastered. I watched their Kickstarter video today, and apparently they've done Shadowgate a number of different times.
Yeah,
for a number of different releases.
Well, it was originally a Mac game, and then I believe went over to the Amiga.
James telling me it was originally pen and paper.
Well, not originally, but there were pen and paper things associated with it.
But Mac, Amiga, NES was where it really got a lot of attention there. And then from there, I think they did a Game Boy Color version, and now they have the most recent version of it.
Yeah.
For PC, Mac, and Android, I believe.
Have you been playing it?
Yeah, I've been playing through the beta a little bit, and like any of those kind of games where it's point and click and die if you do the wrong thing, I feel like a just dumb person stumbling through this castle, trying to figure out what to do. Oh, shouldn't have eaten that rock. You're dead.
Yeah. So during the show, or during the interview, if you've got a question or something, just pop it into the chat room. We'll take note of it, and if we got some time, we will definitely get the question to him. We've got some questions lined up for him as well, and that's coming up in the second hour in just about 7 or 8 minutes or so is when we're going to get to that. As far as what else is going on, it's just, like we said, it's kind of been a knit week, just nothing. Steam sale, like I said, took up most of the last part of this week. Just everybody paying attention to who's winning, and let's check the lead again. I know Green's still up there. Yes, they are.
Nope. I think they've probably inverted the contest, and so Green is actually in last place. That's a measurement of how bad they're doing right now.
That's what you want, man. But God, that's I don't know. That's unreal.
There's something you'll be excited about, and Nathan will as well. Ladders are coming to Diablo 3.
I know, I saw that. I don't know if it's this week or next week, but their content patch is showing up. They're giving what are they calling them? Seasons instead of ladders?
Okay.
I don't care. I don't care as long as they work like ladders.
Whatever. I just give me ladders and I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's a few other. What else is coming in that patch?
Greater Rifts.
Greater, okay, which are the ever increasing rift challenges?
Yeah, you have to complete a regular one, and you have a chance to get a key for that one.
They must have sensed I was just kind of tired of it again.
Yeah.
Because the last time I was just kind of tired of it, they added the... do what?
They didn't email you?
To ask if I was tired of it yet? No, they didn't. But yeah, that should be imminent, right?
Yeah, I think probably sometime next week.
Well, they do it on Tuesdays. It'll either be this coming Tuesday or the Tuesday following or something like that. They always do their updates on Tuesdays.
Huh. Dexterity's getting a change.
Well, I don't play anything that uses dexterity.
I do.
So I don't care.
I don't like
They can do whatever they want.
I don't like change. I hate this patch now.
Dexterity gear is all turning into intellect gear for my wizard. All dexterity.
So they did talk to you.
Anytime anyone anywhere puts on a piece of dexterity gear, my wizard gets more powerful.
Like you didn't have enough already.
Right. No, I'm actually looking forward to it. I like the fact that they have been a lot better, not just the quality of life changes and the quality of game changes they made with Reaper of Souls, but they're
trying.
They're trying, and this is not a bad pace.
Yeah.
Actually, to just have a content patch that doesn't do major changes, but add some fun things that people were really wanting. So it's good stuff.
Something that we didn't talk about last week that actually we got a few comments on was the fact that none of us brought up Grim Fandango getting the...
We ran out of time. We ran out
Yeah, I
of
know.
Yeah, it was really sad. I know that...
The funny story about that is, go ahead and tell
Right,
it.
yeah, because Jeremy tried to message Matt. He told Matt.
Matt's only just a little bit of a
Just
fan
a very,
of
very
Grim
small fan of LucasArts games in general and Tim Schafer games in particular. And it is not that I have any problem with this fandom, and I've never given him trouble for it at all, but specifically with Grim Fandango, it's perfectly understandable. Anyone anywhere wants to lose their mind over Grim Fandango, that's okay, because it's one of the greatest games ever made. And it's kind of not even playable at the moment in a lot of ways. It's very, very hard to get it to run properly and play properly on modern systems. So when Jeremy told him that it was getting remastered, he just literally didn't even believe it. He sent him a message. He was like, haha, it's really funny. Whatever.
Yeah, thanks for
I hate you
having a
guys.
laughy at me, guys. Again.
But yeah, he just didn't even believe it. It was like, no, it's
This is what we've done to him.
Yeah.
Hey, if he did believe it, he'd be out of there by now because there'd be nothing left to do because he'd have done it all to get
Right.
back.
All the bombs are made, or whatever it
Yeah,
is.
we're done here. Let's go. Also, next week, Deadpool pinball table gets released for Zen for Pinball Effects 2 on Steam. I did some previews of that on our Twitch channel this past week.
Good stuff, and it's got Nolan North doing the voice, right?
It does have Nolan North doing the voice of Deadpool for the pinball table. Very fun table. More fun, I think, because of the voice acting in it.
Can you actually get your ball outside the table and play outside of it as it would be appropriate for Deadpool to do?
Right, breaking the fourth wall on that one. Haven't done that yet. I'm not saying you can't.
I'm sure there's a way. There has to
Every
be a
time
way.
I play this, I do find something new that happens. Yeah, I'm not sure. I played there was a QuickTime event. One of the challenges, seriously, one of the objectives, normally you sink the ball in the hole and that starts now you have to hit all 3 ramps in 20 seconds or something like that. Well, I started one of those challenges and all it was a QuickTime event. You arm wrestled with Deadpool. And so you had to press the launch button, and then it would change to a flipper, and you had to press the flipper button, and then you would change to all different sorts of things that you would have to press a bunch of times just to win that battle. It was a QuickTime event, so it was ridiculous.
That sounds great.
But yeah, Medusa's Mirror was in there watching, said it was very fun to watch you play the table. Thank you for everybody who watched that during the streams. Really appreciate you guys hanging in there, having an audience with me during pinball time. Not really a lot that people like to watch pinball, but there it is. I enjoy playing it. So anyway, that's about it. Like I said, coming up in the next hour, we have Karl Roelofs from Zojoi talking about the remastered Shadowgate. If you've got questions and if you're here to listen to that, stick around because that is going to be coming up next. Put your questions in the chat room. We will get to them if we have time, and we'll be back with more of In-Game Chat for the second hour. Here is music from a game that we were hoping to hear about from Microsoft's press conference, but we did not. This is Crimson Skies from the main theme from Crimson Skies. We'll be back with more In-Game Chat in just a bit. And welcome back to In-Game Chat. That's music from the NES
Yes, the NES
version
Shadowgate.
of Shadowgate. Appropriate, of course, since right now on the phone line right now we have Karl Roelofs from Zojoi. Karl?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Good. How are you guys?
doing very good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're doing well, spending money on the Steam sale. Well, some of us are, but mainly crafting cards or badges and everything else, and enjoying the weekend with some video games. You're probably busy with your weekend, aren't you?
Very busy. Yeah, we're in beta right now, so we're almost constantly just constantly developing, changing things, fixing things. So it's almost like there's no sleep at all.
Well, when did the beta kick off?
The beta, Tuesday was the day, I believe it was.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
far, so good?
Yes, we were in a soft release for a couple weeks before then because we wanted to make sure that there were no big stoppers when we opened it up to the larger beta group. And, the guys and gals who are playing are just finding just cool, stupid stuff that we put in there or didn't, for us to change into, fix into add. So, yeah, it's pretty stable right now, I think.
And I guess
we've got one or two things with the Mac version that we're kind of dealing with, but going good.
And I guess you guys are pretty much on track with how your Kickstarter was in 2012.
Yeah,
Is that correct? And then you guys raised I think from what I remember, you guys got funded in November of 2012. I believe that's when it was.
At the end of November, just at Thanksgiving it was, and I think it was for $135,000. I think is what we got. So yeah.
And
we started development in pretty much the January of the following year. Then.
And the development and everything has been going pretty well. You guys have stayed on track, I guess. We hear stories about Kickstarters where they ask for this much money and then they get funded, but then in the middle of the development they realize we've run out of money. We need more. Yeah.
I've heard those and I've seen those and I've seen the press with that. We're fine. We made the decision early on that we weren't going to ask for the moon. We weren't going to ask for $1 million to do Shadowgate. We wanted to get enough money so that we can actually do the game. And Dave Marsh and myself, who are the principal people at Zojoi doing this, we decided that we're all in. We're not really going to take salary to do this. We're going to use Kickstarter money to, give the people their cool rewards, but to put it back into the game. So, we've got money left, and we've got, a couple months of work left to do, so we should be fine.
What is the when will you come out of the beta? When will it be, pretty much open to everyone?
So the release is slated for August. I don't have an exact date right now, but that's what we're looking at. So it'll be live on Steam. Probably mid-August.
That was going to be my next question: is you getting a Steam release out of it? So,
absolutely.
Let's hit up some of these questions that we've got here. What led to Shadowgate being remastered first, as opposed to Deja Vu or The Uninvited?
Well, Shadowgate. So it's Dave and myself. Dave has been a friend of mine since high school, and he and I have been friends ever since. And we talk about the business and the game, and we've talked about it all these years. Shadowgate's our baby. That's the one that we started with. That's the one we're most connected with, so we wanted to do that one first. Plus, we have so much story to tell with Shadowgate. I don't know if you know any of the history of it, but we had another design called Beyond Shadowgate that was going to be another adventure game that was to come out at the end of the 80s there, like 1990, and it was mostly done, and the company pulled the plug on it.
Was that one TurboGrafx 16, wasn't that?
Well, yes, the TurboGrafx that's what became of the design. Mm-hmm. So the company went and we did a deal with TurboGrafx, NEC, and we needed some content, so we did a side scroller, and they decided to take the Beyond Shadowgate design and kind of carve it up a little bit and make it something a little different, and put it on the TurboGrafx. So yes, that was the design, but we still have another version of Beyond Shadowgate that we want to put out. So we just have a lot of story left to tell, and Shadowgate was where we wanted to start by reestablishing that game.
Yeah, going to talk about that, there was another question if there would be any plot threads from Beyond Shadowgate or Shadowgate 64 present in the remastered version.
Well, Shadowgate, Shadowgate's before that, so not really. We wouldn't really tie into either of those, because those happen, I guess, historically or chronologically after Shadowgate.
Right.
But no, it's basically a reimagined Shadowgate with riffs on itself, so to speak. Where we have areas that fans will recognize but will look different and feel different.
Yeah,
And we just want.
I've experienced that quite a bit playing in the beta version, just in like the opening areas. But it's familiar, but it's like, where's this item? Where do I find this now?
Yeah. So what do you think? I mean, is that from someone who's now just playing it? Is that something that is interesting, fun?
Yeah, it's actually quite fun. It's every time I die, I feel like, geez, I don't know how to play games at all, apparently. But I do enjoy, like, okay, I looked at the first Get Inside the Castle first time, and it's like, oh, there's the book. I know what the book does. Does it still do that? And I'm like, okay, let me take it. Yes, it does. And yeah, I just enjoy things like that so much. Some of the things, some of the changes, like the coffin room, which I don't want to spoil it for anybody who is interested in playing it or listening and not wanting. But the changes to that, having the multiple coffins with different things in them, to say least, was really good. And
yeah, cool.
The furthest I've gotten is the Epor room, for those who remember back in the day. But I haven't.
Okay, that's where you're at right now. Cool. Okay.
Yeah. So
did you look on the wall? Is it still there?
It's still there. I couldn't get it to do anything like I could in the old NES version, but
that was something that we really wanted to do. We wanted people to the people that were familiar with it, to kind of get into those environments and go, oh yeah, I remember that. And like you just said with the book, oh yeah, okay, the book works the same. How about this other situation I'm in? Is this the same? Oh, no, it's not. It's slightly different.
Yeah, I did appreciate the surprise at the lake instead of the shark, I remember. That was a nice touch.
Yeah, that shark was very interesting. I have no idea how it got in there, really, but...
It's just one of those lake sharks.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Better than the land ones, right?
Yes.
Candygram. So, my question: we've talked to other people who've done Kickstarters before. In fact, I'll specifically reference Rand Miller from Cyan after not making games since I think 2004, 2005. They hadn't. They've been doing ports of their stuff for other systems, but they really hadn't built anything new from the ground up in 6 years or so until they did their Kickstarter for Abduction. I think you guys are kind of maybe in that same position as to where you're coming back to it, and now you have all this brand new technology that you either have to relearn how to use it, or, I mean, was it tough to do this for a kind of a modern day type situation?
Yeah, it's the market's changed, games have changed.
Yeah,
I would not be the person to talk to if you want to talk about what's the latest, greatest, best, newest thing out there in the game world. I play games. I play more on my 3DS. Professor Layton and puzzle stuff like that. But
good stuff.
So things have changed. And what we have to do is we have to kind of rely on the other people in our teams who are more familiar with playing this or achievements or this or, the other things that are relatively new, like DLC, downloadable content.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different world, but I almost feel that we've kind of fit seamlessly into it, because it's, games are games. It doesn't really change. You just have to make sure it's smart enough and intelligent enough for the market now. And, we have a story to tell, and we have some fun puzzles and some fun time that people can sink into, a game and hopefully have an enjoyable time.
Getting back to some of the questions that we have here for you, what is your favorite death from the previous versions of Shadowgate? Favorite in the previous version and favorite in the remastered version?
Well, in the previous one, so there's a lot.
I'm already going with Lake Shark for mine, just from hearing about it.
There was, talking about the crypt room, I don't know if you remember, but if you open up one of the crypts, this green thing of slime comes out.
I remember that, and
yeah.
I made the game unwinnable at one point by leaving there, because I think you couldn't go past it after you opened that up.
Yeah, I almost want to say there was a vial that I think might have gotten rid of it. But anyways, the death was something like you were slimed at the very end of it. But it stopped you from going to the exit because it was in the way. You step in it, and you step in this green vial of slime, and, the last phrase was, "You were slimed." That's just one of those stupid things. So I liked that one. I liked that in the original, you had to use a torch on yourself 3 times in order to really die. The first time gave you first-degree burns, and then second-degree burns, and then you finally managed to light your hair on fire. So that was another one I really liked.
That actually does sound like that would beat out Lake Shark. Setting your hair on fire.
All the various deaths and such make me think of the old choose-your-own-adventure books. Just like,
right.
You just do these illogical things, and you just have them open to you all the time.
But that's one of the things that I think is fun about the game we're trying to present. It's like it's almost a world you can just kind of play in a bit, and you can do all these commands and all these things and see what clever stuff we've come up with, and we've handled that. We thought of that too, and we're going to make you die, or we're going to make this happen, or something else. So yeah, that's exactly what we're kind of going for here. But you mentioned deaths in the new one, so I won't really tell you any deaths. I don't know, it just kind of just doesn't seem right. But what we've added was something called hidden deaths. So, you can die in, 40, 50, 60 unique ways in our game. I don't really know what the exact count is.
That sounds like a bullet point to me. That sounds like a box point. That's what that is.
Exactly. What we added was these uber deaths, these uber scenarios that you can get yourself into and experience this kind of wacky, grisly death. And we have 9 of those. So that's one of our achievements, and that's one of our, call it an Easter egg, whatever. So it has nothing to do with winning the game, but you can explore and look all around and find these additional hidden deaths.
Something like setting up just a Rube Goldberg device with your items to.
Not quite that extensive, but yes, exactly. You do this, you do that, and that was kind of stupid. But now we're going to let you do it, and yeah, exactly.
Now, Dennis, you had mentioned that you made the game unwinnable by that green slime thing, and
yeah,
one of the questions is if there are going to be situations where the player can accidentally render the game unwinnable, and will they be informed when they have done so?
Well, the informed part, that's actually, a real good thing to discuss. The answer is no to being informed, and yes to, you can do things in the game that will make it, unwinnable. We try to empower the player to do what they want to do and do whatever they want to do. That includes getting themselves stuck in the corners. That's one of the philosophies that we've kind of taken from the original. But having said that, we are trying to be fair enough that we acknowledge that, oh yeah, that could be a bad thing to do, but here's kind of a side way around if you do this particular thing. So there are multiple ways of doing some things, but not multiple ways of doing everything. So there could be a situation where, you know what, you really shouldn't have fired that arrow because you're not going to find another one, and that's kind of the one you need, So, and people are just going to have to kind of learn from that, and we try to have enough clues that you shouldn't just go running around doing every single thing you can do, because of course that's not going to work out in real life. That doesn't work out for us. Running into a store and then picking up everything and throwing it all over the place to see what it does.
Right.
There are consequences to that. So, there are consequences in Shadowgate as well.
Well, talk to us a little bit about the difference between the difficulty levels for the game.
Well, the hard one is the one that's actually in beta right now. That is the full game, no holds barred, hard puzzles, where it's multi-step puzzles. Let's say there's 10 steps to the puzzle, and it's you have to just play every single thing to get through the game and win it. We have two other levels that we envision, the medium and the easy. And what we want to do for each of those levels is try to make it a little easier for our first-time gamers. So the medium level may have so you may go and play the same puzzle in the medium version. However, you don't need to do this step or that step. We're lenient. We're more lenient on you. Mm-hmm. Certain doors that are locked and you have to go get the key, and the key's way over there. Maybe that door is unlocked because it's one of those side things that you experience in the hard level, but in the medium level, we can get you more directly to the next puzzle. So for the medium and easy levels, we envision removing red herrings because there's another thing that us game developers love to put in the games like this are red herrings, where you can just infuriate the player because where does this key go and why doesn't it work?
Oh, to have the one extra key that you never get used, and you wonder where can I use the key?
Exactly.
And yet there is no door that key has been built for. It's just there to throw the player off. I got you.
And conversely, there's a locked door that you can never ever open.
That's horrible, man.
Well, you know what? We actually let you open it in Shadowgate. There's the infamous well room door, and if you can figure out the hidden death, and you can open up that door, then you'll finally find out what's in that room. So.
God, as I'm an OCD player, man, you start putting stuff like that, where there's a door that there is no key that exists to unlock that door. It's gonna.
Yeah, so so the medium and the easy version, we're going to try to get rid of some of that.
Okay, stuff. Good. I'll be playing it on easy as usual.
Well, that'll allow you to play the story and still goof off and fool around in the castle. So that's it's no less fun. I don't think it's all the content won't be open for that version because we wanted a simpler, easier version for the younger crowd. Yeah. Or the people who are not that familiar with these types of games.
Well, a few more questions, and we'll let you get back to work. But there's an achievement visible in one of the latest Kickstarter updates for killing 8 goblins throughout the game. Does this indicate some kind of combat system aside from the use the correct item to win situation?
Good question. The answer is we do not have a combat system in Shadowgate. That is, for future games, we don't really anticipate that, but it's something we want to explore in future titles. And actually, it should read 9 goblins. That's my mistake. I miscounted my goblins. But you encounter goblins throughout the game, and you have to figure out ways of killing them. And it may not be as easy as it sounds. It's not necessarily a one-off, but the combat, the puzzle it's a point-and-click adventure. That's what we are. That's what we embrace. So, yep, you get to use the sword on that that guy or the mace or the axe or this, and it might be funnier if you use one rather than the other. So,
are there any thoughts on? You had mentioned that you've been playing 3DS games. Are there any thoughts of releases on portable systems such as the Vita or the 3DS?
Well, we're certainly open, definitely open to that. The thing is, the reality is that we have to get the game out on, our first 4 platforms that we promised and that we wanted to. So PC, Mac, Android, and iPads first, and then we'll look at the consoles and see what we can do. Because the coolest thing is we're using Unity, and they tell me that, there's a magic button you push, and bing, out comes, Xbox version. I don't believe that. But
yeah, right.
It means porting it over to those consoles should be easier. Should the opportunity allow us to do the different consoles? So,
well,
yep.
in reference to that, as far as releasing on other systems, what about the other 2 games? What about Deja Vu and The Uninvited? Is there any type of, like, obviously right now this is what's on your plate, and it's going to be on your plate for a bit, but looking down the road to Deja Vu or Uninvited, any chance of seeing those, either getting a Kickstarter for remastered versions, anything like that?
Well, I think there's a good chance. I'm partial to Uninvited. I've always liked that game, and I think that we can present it in a reimagined way that the players will really like. Dave and I have had discussions about this. I've got some really good ideas. However, that's a little further down the road. Dave really loves Deja Vu, and so we have the desire to bring those games back as well. We just have to be successful up front here on a couple of these other ones first, because we don't want to keep doing Kickstarters and that type of because it is exhausting and takes up, just a lot of your time, and it's emotional, and it's just exhausting. So what we'd really like to do is to get to the point where we can self-fund, the next game, so we don't have to go to the fans and ask for money.
Yeah.
But having said that, if we feel that we're a little low and we need some help with creating the assets and stuff, the artwork, the audio, the animation, then it's possible for us to do a Kickstarter again, or some other type of crowdfunding type of venture.
Well, real quick, we had our first question from the chat room while we've gotten, so I don't want to... He's the only one that asked one so far, so I don't want to leave it off. Zufu wants to know, how does it feel to not have to work with a publisher this time around?
It's pretty cool because we can really do whatever we really want.
I've heard it's a pretty freeing experience, man.
It is, and you just, on top of that, being able to put it out like through a portal like Steam, it's just awesome. You don't have to worry about getting shelf space and leaning on your publishers, all of their relationships. It's much easier to get it directly to the player and let them decide if they want it, if they like it.
Yeah.
But the development is just freeing because it's Dave, myself, and the other guys on the team. We get to look at each other and keep each other accountable for the good ideas and the bad ones, and be able to look at each other and just laugh and say, that was a really stupid idea. and you know what, you're right. Okay, I see it now, you're right. Well, how about if we do this? Oh, great, And amongst the team, we just have a real good rapport. So, it's good. It's great.
Well, we appreciate you being on the show with us, and thank you so much for your time. And congrats on the beta release, congrats on the upcoming release, and all the success to you and everybody working on Shadowgate.
All right, well, it's been my pleasure. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, go out.
Thank you so
go out
much.
And Shadowgate if it comes.
Definitely will. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
That was Karl Roelofs from Zojoi talking about Shadowgate. And as we go to commercial break here, this is music from Shadowgate, the NES version. We'll be back with more of In-Game Chat in just a bit. And welcome back to the final segment here of In-Game Chats. If you want to get on the show, you can call us. 334-272-9228 is the number. Dennis wanted to thank everybody for the help on setting up that interview.
Reverb Triple XP, who was handling, got us in touch with Zojoi, and it was specifically Jake Hurst and Anthony Chow out there. So thanks, guys, for...
Amazingly enough, you set that up by just sending out a tweet.
Yeah, just sending a tweet, and they were like, just get in touch with this guy over here. And it's like, okay. And they helped me out, and they did so during E3, so I know they were busy there. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's go to the phones. We got a caller already. This is Zufu on the line. You there?
Hey guys. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Doing good, thanks. How are you guys?
We're doing all right.
Good.
Like I said, enjoying the Steam sale and talking about video games.
Wasting your money on the humble bundles, huh?
You don't really waste money on the humble bundles, though.
True.
The humble bundles, that money you can direct where you want it to go. Charity, straight to the devs, to the humble bundle folks. That's always good.
Okay.
But yeah, the humble bundle stuff. That's always a good thing. But Steam sales, there's some games in there you could waste some money on. I probably bought them just because they were cheap too, which I guess probably which negates the fact that I felt like I wasted money on them. But I don't know. $2 is $2, and even on a really bad game, that's
just knowing you have the option there to play them makes you feel better.
No, it doesn't. Not some of those. So, what's on your mind tonight, man?
I just wanted to talk a little bit about No Man's Sky. It seems to kind of be the breakaway hit of E3, where a lot of people are kind of putting a lot of hopes and there's a lot of hype surrounding the game. But there are some people who are kind of saying there's no way that the dev team that's so small can promise such a large game, being infinite worlds and having fun with it. And a lot of it's procedurally generated, so a lot of it's random. And my question is, how can a game that's so random have like a narrative, a storyline that becomes fun? Like, it's kind of hard to merge the two.
Well, that's a good question.
I don't know how.
I don't.
I know how it can be fun. I know that, I can pick a direction and travel in that direction. I can identify planets and different species of, things that look like dinosaurs and all of that stuff from the video. That all makes perfect sense to me. Even being able to do that in kind of infinite varieties makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
But how to have a story inside of that? Nope. No idea. I have no concept how that's going to work. Because I can't imagine any two people's games are going to be very much like one another.
I know, yeah.
Or maybe they are. Maybe information from everyone's game kind of seeds into everyone else's game. There was that... there was some little piece of information in it when it showed a group of people flying toward a planet. Mm-hmm. And it said that the planet was like this planet and it was discovered by like this guy.
Right.
Like by this player. I wonder if as you discover things, they will be seeded out into the greater world or whether worlds kind of populate between different players. I really don't know. I'm really, really confused about it. I'm at the edge of my ability to understand exactly how they're going to get the basics working. How they're going to get the rest of it going, I don't know. But it's got a spaceship in it.
That you can go from...
So I can get in my spaceship and I can go do spaceship stuff. And that's pretty cool. That's all I know. And this is the game I'm allowing myself to be overly optimistic for.
You're going to be Benny from the Lego movie, essentially.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but, he's got to have seen the movie if you want to make the reference.
But I... sure. What you said. Yes,
exactly.
This is the one thing about which I'm allowing myself to be this optimistic. Because it looks great.
It does. And we looked this up the other day. 7 people in that studio? Yeah. Hello Games?
I think it's 12 now.
Is it 12?
They ramped up a bit.
Yeah, they did. They added a few people.
They had a career fair, man.
Yeah, it's a very small studio trying to make apparently...
It says 10 now.
No, it's got 10 now, okay. Making a very big, ambitious game. And Callie Synth said that, brought up the Minecraft comparison, that games don't need direction to be fun. And we're kind of... I agree with you.
No,
they
absolutely, totally agree with
We're
that.
wondering how they can put a story
How
in
they
this.
can put direction inside
Right.
it. I think I think if you just presented it to me as... a procedurally generated Minecrafty type thing-ish in space, but without the crafting, obviously. Randomly generated environments, planets, and encounters. then it would be enough for me, and I would be really satisfied with what it has to show. But telling me that there are additional elements to it that I've never seen woven in with the procedurally and randomly generated components has me curious.
It seems promising, but the only thing is, like, if you look at games in the past that have been procedurally generated and they were offered, they kind of were hyped, and, like, Spore comes to mind with Peter Molyneux's game, where it was like, it was supposed to be, like, the next greatest thing, and it just fell flat. And I'm hoping that this isn't what No Man's Sky becomes, because it seems kind of like a new genre that can be developed if this works out well.
I sure hope so. I mean, even the developer himself sort of wanted people to...
I don't wish anything to happen like what happened to
brakes.
Spore. You know, for that kind of like hype and just excitement for something, and then just to have it just completely dash. Which you had mentioned Peter Molyneux. I don't know if you mentioned that as
that was Will Wright.
because that was Will Wright. Yeah, that was Will Wright that did that. But Peter's a great person to kind of point out with that sort of thing, to have big ambitions.
It's no surprise that Peter Molyneux is associated with things that promised a lot and delivered very little.
I'm like, come on, Milo, guys, Milo. That was
Yes, Milo.
Yeah. So, but we appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Take care.
Thank you. We got about 20 minutes left, so if you still got a comment you want to make, you can call us. 334-272-9228 is the number. Trying to think of anything else that we're going to be playing next week.
Something from the Steam sale that we pick up.
You know, crafting cards, basically. You're not even really playing those, but...
You are a bit. You're playing the market.
It's tempted for me when I start a game just to have it sit there and do some cards. It's tempting for me just to hit it's going to be sitting there doing something. Why not go through it and see what it's doing? See how it plays. Like I said, I went ahead and started downloading a bunch of games so that I could just take a look at them when I get back and at least have them run in the background while I'm doing the editing on this video and getting everything started. Have them run in the background while I'm working and collecting cards. But it's when I saw James playing Ironclad Tactics, that's got co-op, and
No, it does, yeah.
he wasn't playing it. But I was like, I know he's not playing it, but I kind of want to start mine up and jump in there with him and go. But he's not playing it. I know he's not. Forced has cards.
Yeah.
And we both have that.
Yeah,
and it's
that's true.
co-op. So, something
That's what
else.
there's 4 people, though, right? Or is it just 2?
It's as many. It's 2.
It is not as
not as many.
you want.
2 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So and probably 1.
I
if
always
you wanted
regret
to.
having... Yeah, no.
You don't want to do it.
I
No.
don't want to do it by myself.
No, you don't.
It was too much fun with the 2 of us. And you're horrible at it.
Shut up.
You're really bad at it.
I am not really bad.
Yeah.
You suck at streaming then.
No, I don't. No, I'm great at it.
No, you failed on that one.
No, I
I
didn't.
may have failed at that game, and then you failed on the streaming of it, which is fine because that means it doesn't exist. That either one of us did anything
Right.
wrong.
No, that just looked like a crazy person yelling at himself.
It really did. Good stuff. Anyway, there's Force Test cards. There's a bunch of games that have cards, and some of them.
Yeah,
that
does
have co-op
anybody
as well.
actually know of a good database or repository of information about which games have cards associated with them? I'm not aware of one. I think you can do some kind of search through Steam, but I don't know if it's complete.
Well, if you go, the only way that I do it, and it's not, this doesn't tell me what games have cards that are on the store.
Well, and that's the more important thing. If you go to your badges description underneath your whatever your
Steam
profile,
name, yeah, your profile.
and you go down and look at your badges, it'll tell you here's all the stuff.
Here's all the stuff that you own that has
Right.
cards.
So am I right? Is there a search function?
Yes, there is a search function.
Okay, so if you
under
go to the
advanced
store,
search.
or if you go to the advanced search, and go to the drop down,
for category,
there's
there
a category
is
that's
Steam
like has
trading cards.
Steam trading cards. Okay.
I found a link I had posted in chat.
I see you posted a link in the chat room. Let
In
me open that up.
certain games, the guy has it to where you can open it in text mode and it'll run the game.
Oh yeah.
What?
And then you can, he has 5 games here that you can do that, and then other games that have higher rates of getting stuff. And I don't know. I didn't know this was a thing until today.
See, now you're getting into it. Now you're getting into the guts of the thing.
We
And
must
how-
go deeper.
And how the game of Steam sales sort of works. Steam card exchange or whatever you want to call it. Steam card selling, that sort of thing. So it's got layers upon layers. And it only really happens during these big Steam sales when they integrate this sort of thing. And they didn't start doing this until last summer, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, last summer, because that was the first big one. That had
Well,
the
they initiated it last summer with the trading cards, but it really kind of goes back to the potato sack.
The gamification of collectibles.
Right.
Yeah.
When they were doing Portal 2. Whoa. When they were doing Portal 2, and you could play your game. I can't remember how it all worked.
You had to.
I know Jeremy was doing a ton of it, though.
He missed the golden potato by a single potato, and he missed that single potato by something like 7 minutes.
Oh man!
But you had to have all of the games that had a potato achievement, and you had to like do specific things in them to get the potato. You had to like play through them or do a specific thing, and you would like get the potato from that deal.
And isn't it also his year tracker for Steam is a year behind
His year
everybody else?
tracker is off.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Hey, I think so.
You and I have 9. He has 8.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I have 9
I don't know why
as
that
well,
is.
even though
Yeah.
I was off of there for like 7 years or so.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I think he's still
Mocked by that single potato.
And
for all
that
time.
1 year where it's like, why am I a year behind? I don't know what it is. I don't know why it's that way. But and maybe he knows. But so yeah, next week I'll be playing Sniper Elite 3 when it hits on Friday. But I don't know of anything that's coming out next week. Is there anything you guys are looking forward to next week? Yeah, exactly. Just a big bunch of hot air. Like, I don't
I'm
know.
just going to be playing a bunch of what I get off Steam.
You've been playing. I keep seeing tweets from your wife. You and her playing Mario Kart.
Yes.
How's your relationship so far?
It's actually pretty good. It's understandable when it's competitive. It's not like when you're playing like New Super Mario Brothers U and you knock somebody into a pit. That's
To get that extra
mode.
height on the jump.
Yes.
Yeah.
But no,
As long as you ain't sleeping on the couch, we're good, right?
yeah.
Okay, we're right.
But no, we've
All right.
been enjoying some Mario Kart 8 every so often. Still haven't tried the online stuff. I kind of want to do that because that's you can do 2-player local and then join into an online.
Yeah, I remember some.
thing.
I remember some groups around here making online tournaments for that game, having a pretty good turnout for those so far.
I know the guys at Retro Game Planet. They got a Wii U a used Wii U, and they've hooked it up and they've played Mario. They've had a lot of people playing Mario Kart.
Yeah,
8 over there
it's
as
the
well.
game to play, and it's apparently been selling really well with Nintendo.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the beginning of some kind of doing well for them.
RJ, have you been playing anything lately?
Nothing much really. Just basically playing a lot of Street Fighter lately, trying to improve my skills. I ran into some struggles online with the 360, but as with all fighting games, you just keep working at it. You take losses, you learn from them, and keep building up from there. So it's just going to be a little bit more of that this week.
Any tournaments coming up for you?
No, not for me this week. I know the Southeastern Asia majors is going on right now. I think they're streaming that on Twitch and shoryuken.com. So you can check those out. Get some streams of some good matches going on there.
I love watching those. I love watching the stream competitions. But of course, I think isn't it coming up? Isn't the one out in Vegas coming up?
Vegas and Evo.
Evo, that's what it is. It's July. Yeah,
July
it's coming up next
11th
month.
through 13th, I think. Yeah.
God, I love watching that. It's a wonderful weekend just to sit down and watch those tournaments. Especially the closer it gets towards the end, man. That's a good competition.
I would say check the one because I had in the for Blaze Blue Chrono Phantasm. They said they added some money to the pot for that tournament up to 30. I think they added up to a total of $30,000 to the pot for that one.
Nice.
So a whole bunch of people are going to be joining in on that one probably this week.
Nathan, have you been dabbling in some gaming lately?
Yeah, I've been playing Sniper Elite 2. Preparing for the third one. One thing I did get into, I was telling James the other night, I got into the Blizzard's the alpha for their Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, right.
Their MOBA.
Right, their MOBA.
Their free MOBA. Which I'm not too big on MOBAs. I do enjoy playing them. And I do like how they've made it a lot more simplistic. Is
it designed to be or intended to be a MOBA for people like me who are who have no interest in the learning curve of the
exactly
others?
what it is, and they do a good job of the tutorial of explaining what you need to do, and it's not just a typical MOBA where how usually you're going for the player kills. Where this one,
I don't know that.
Okay, well you want player kills. Well, because you want to level up your XP. Because I have played what's the other one?
Dota or League of Legends?
League of Legends. I have played that. And the way they've changed it is like in Blizzards, everyone gets XP. So if I kill someone, you're getting the XP as well. As of where in League, if I kill someone, I get the XP. So
like your teammates,
exactly.
people that are on a team.
Everyone on your team, yeah. So
is it at the same rate, or do you get like a partial XP for somebody else?
No, if you kill someone, everyone gets 52.
All right,
XP
everybody's
on
getting
that
carried.
team.
Everybody's getting carried.
Well,
already.
the thing is that's the main problem with League. If you get one person on your team who's not that good, you've lost.
No, it's perfect. It's
backs
perfectly
out.
fine. I've actually always believed that team-based stuff should necessarily involve carrying.
Yeah, and that's one problem with League. The other thing is that it's more objective based.
Okay. Rather than just kills, or being focused primarily around
there
kills.
Is objectives in the other ones, but this one, like the one map, you play on a pirate ship kind of, but.
Playing a pirate ship?
Well, it's half and half. It's at a harbor.
Oh, okay. Not like half on the ship and like half in water.
You're half of the game is on.
I have
ships.
no idea. I'm trying to invent a picture of this in my head.
It's kind of like
it sounds awesome.
It's kind of like Stormwind Keep Harbor, kind of like that.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
You're on ships, it's been really fun. The little bit I have been playing. I'm going to play it a lot more tonight. To really
is it a closed alpha?
Yes.
Okay.
It's invite only right now.
Okay. Is there an NDA?
No, not right now. No.
Okay, I ask as he spills his guts about the alpha.
No. there's been plenty of YouTube.
I haven't looked at all. YouTube. I don't. If I even smell MOBA on something, I don't really.
Yeah, and
I'm like I go to Twitch and I'm like, there's 217,000 other people watching this. They don't need me.
Yeah.
Right. They don't need my participation. I'm going to go watch the guy speed run that weird Nintendo 64 game.
Tabloid says, can we have a special episode on a weeknight dedicated to what's wrong with League? I'll write a 50-minute diatribe.
Yeah. And I played League for a good month and with some friends, and it's fun. It's just not my thing, I guess. But I will say Heroes is more casual, but in a good casual. It's more of someone who's not into MOBAs could get into MOBA.
If when sort of however the time comes, I'll take a look at it and I'll be horrible.
And it is funny seeing like I was playing what's the guy from the main guy from StarCraft, whatever his name is.
Yep.
Yeah, you know how
I love that guy.
Yeah, I was playing him, and then like I'm playing. My partner is a witch doctor from Diablo.
Oh, okay.
And then the other guy is Ghost, the sniper. So it's kind of funny seeing all the Blizzard characters in one game. But yeah, it's pretty cool so far. And then I've played so many other games I don't even feel like mentioning. I've played a ton of games this week.
Really?
I'm on PlayStation 4 and PC.
Did you jump back into the Destiny beta because they extended it for a little bit?
I played that. I played
a single day is what they did.
I was playing that. I played Battlefield Hardline.
Are we calling it a beta now? Is that what we're
doing?
Did
I say beta?
You did say beta.
No, might as well have been.
Demo?
Might as well. That's exactly what it really was.
I mean, they even stated, I forget where it was, they stated that they're pushing that build is going towards final. Like that.
Yeah, I'm sure that a lot of what they pull out of that build is going. I think that they've got something more refined ready now.
Oh, yeah,
it's just the funniest. It's the funniest game. It's the weirdest game, and not even because I personally feel weirded out by it, but it is apparently introducing so many different people to so many new concepts
that aren't new.
That aren't new at all, and should have just been painfully obvious. But it's drawing people in from a lot of different.
And that's a lot of things.
Profiles.
People keep bashing, I guess, that it's not on PC. But the things that they're doing that have already been on PC are new to consoles. So that's why they're pushing it on console.
And I think this would not, if it came over to the...
It would be generic on PC,
It would not be great on PC. It really, really wouldn't. Everything that it does would be a less than something else. You know what I mean? It would compare unfavorably to almost everything out there in the world.
And that's why I could see once they can get their fan base, that's why I can see the second one being on PC. Because
possibly.
Then they've already have.
Second one is abandoning the old school consoles. Yeah. Or the PS3 and the 360.
Yeah.
Destiny 2. Am I understanding? And
that's
I don't know.
The supposed contract.
Right. Destiny, and then a year follow-on is like a major expansion. And then a year follow-on from that is Destiny 2. And then that's abandoning the old consoles, which means it might be opened up to the kinds of designs we're really hoping for that wouldn't seem so small in scale and scope
or
on the
cross-platform
PC.
play.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Definitely.
As it is, man, the game is creating huge. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been a part of an online community when a new MMO launches. And I talk an awful lot about what it's like to play new MMOs. So let's say you're a part of a forum or an online group or a discussion group or any of these things, whether you're on Reddit or GAF or something else. Every time, and I mean every time, even the smaller communities do this, you get a bunch of people together, they say, hey, I'm really let's this game, right? This is our game. This is the game. This is the 30th MMO in a row that we're going to create a group for. But we're going to go in as a group and we're going to do this. We're going to play this together. It's all going to be great. It's never great. Most people don't play past the first month. And then the people who do play are either crazy, psycho, amazing fans or whatever. But it's never really a cohesive thing. And Destiny, in an attempt to try to figure out exactly what the grouping mechanics are going to be for that and what the guild-style mechanics are going to be, is creating so much havoc because it's on 4 separate platforms.
Yeah.
It is... I don't even think MMO Lite is fair, but it is very Guild Wars 1 / Phantasy Star Online. It does have severe, serious case of online components. So people really want to build around the idea that they're going to have online communities. But it's on 4 platforms, none of whom communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody in all of these communities, and it is in various places, are trying to figure out how, let's play Destiny together. Okay, cool. All right, but I'm over here, and you're over there, and we've got to create a little group for this platform and a little group for that platform. And the idea that it's across 4 platforms and not synchronized in any way, it's really ugly. It's really not. It's not good. They need to dump that. They should have dumped it. They should.
Splitting the player base before it's even come out.
Yeah, I mean that happens from time to time, but it's split 4 ways. Theoretically. And I'm fairly certain that with the way they've behaved that they're just going to be pushing a huge portion of the population onto the PS4. Because so many people have played it.
PlayStation in general.
Yeah, and it's just okay, I've played it here. I played your alpha beta demo thing, and it's great, so I'll just buy it here.
The alpha beta demo. Dennis, before we go, you wanted to mention something?
Yeah, I do want to mention, for anybody who's interested in seeing live game development, the guys behind Kingdom of Loathing are doing a Twitch stream tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific on their channel. So you can see them literally make a new area for their kind of text-based adventure game.
Is that wise? Sausage principle and all.
Yeah. They already did one and it went really well. You got to see all the tools on their screen and everything. So that's up there. It's twitch.tv/asym, A-S-Y-M.
Okay.
So tomorrow, just go check it out if you're interested in game development. It's a very interesting process.
Interesting. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us in the chat room. That list is a long one. Atop Char, Brekik, Calgard99, Deter Lavos, Grazit, Cali Synth, Medusa's Mirror, Moltile, also Nathan. Well, that's you, Nate. Steve Fuller, SZ3TH, Tactus59, and Zufu. We really appreciate you guys joining us in the chat room. We want to thank everybody who is listening on the stream or even on the radio as well. Thanks to everybody who grabs us each week from iTunes or however you get our show for later use. We really appreciate it. Head on over to ingamechat.net and join us on Twitter, on Facebook, our forums at colonyofgamers.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to go over there and check out the E3 videos that were done. Try to keep them all under 5 minutes, so they're real quick. And if you're on Steam, we've got a Steam group you can join up with over there and play games with us and with other listeners. Plus, check out, next week we'll be back with more. Thanks, everybody, and have a great week. We'll see you next Saturday. Here is music from the NES version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We'll see you next week.